Hello, everyone, and welcome back. So, today we will talk and learn the art of utilizing the theory of flow and concept of focus to sense happiness and well being and achieve performance. I'm your host, Mary Joyce. I'm delighted that you have tuned in to this podcast where we explore the fascinating intersections of psychology, personal growth, and human experience. In today's episode of our podcast series, Reality is So Unreal, we are diving into a compelling topic: how our perceptions of reality are influenced by the state of flow, as described by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, and the concept of focus, as detailed by Daniel Goleman. We'll also touch on how these factors affect our sense of happiness and well being, especially in challenging life or work environments. So let's get started. I will give you a brief background on the state of flow, according to Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Have you ever felt that time seems to fly when you enjoy someone's company or enjoy a project or an art form? In this state, you're completely engaged, submerged, and absorbed in what you're doing. Well, this is the state of flow. So, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, a renowned psychologist, introduced the concept of flow. We learn about it in positive psychology. According to him, that at this state of we go through an optimal experience and the person is fully immersed in an activity with a sense of energized focus and enjoyment. Now, let me take this further. So, when you are enjoying the company of the person in the state of flow, your center of attention or center of attraction is this person or this activity that you're engaged with. And this is focus. So, Daniel Goleman's work on focus emphasizes that focus is the hidden driver of excellence. He goes on to discuss that how our ability to concentrate deeply on a task and manage our attention effectively on these tasks can lead to a very high productivity and a great sense of fulfillment. Now, have you come across a loved one complaining that you did not listen to when the person is talking, or that you did not notice her or his hairstyle, or the dress, or at workplace, do you have come across situations where you get complaints that your lack of interest in the activity or in the task? Now, all these are because of the omission of focus. So, when we connect these two ideas, flow and focus, we see that both flow and focused attention are crucial for achieving satisfaction or peak performances and to get a quality outcome around whatever we are doing. But what happens when our environment disrupts these states? Because that can happen too. So, imagine sharing a living or workspace with someone you find difficult to communicate with, or someone whose behavior clashes with your own. This could be at home or this could be at workplace, that you are with a work colleague and you find it very hard to communicate with this person. Now, this kind of environment can significantly impact your perception of reality and your ability to enter a state of flow or maintain a focus, because you can never be focused when you are in such an environment. Our reality is heavily influenced by our perceptions, which are shaped by both what is going on internally, which we call as internal states, or what is going on externally in our environment. So, like as I said, when you are in this state, where in this you are in this workplace, or when you are in at home, where you don't get on with somebody, and you're mentally very frustrated with the situation. So your internal state is completely blocked. And then on the environment, so many clashes and there is so many disrupted behaviors going on. And that is also impacting you are not able to reach that state of flow or focus because there are barriers there. So when we face constant disruptions or negative interactions, it can be quite challenging to concentrate and remain in a very positive mental state. So, these disruptions pull us out of that state of flow. We are never able to achieve that. And this is the reason that we don't get a positive or a good outcome or a good result that we are looking for. Because we don't reach our flow, this scatters our focus and leaves us feeling frustrated and unproductive. However, here is where it gets very interesting. We have the control over how our response to these situations can dramatically alter our experiences of reality. So, if we choose to manipulate our response by not reacting negatively, by practicing mindfulness, or by finding ways to compartmentalize and focus despite distractions, like I said previous podcast, that we don't talk much, engage in listening and not much talking, we can create a more bearable, even positive perception of the situation. Now, Ellen de Bottom, in his book School of Life, page 17, writes, there's always a logic and there's always a history behind everything. So, for example, a busy absent parent, you might have always heard this, that is a catalyst of a personality that's marked by exhausting attention seeking behavior. But what I would want to discuss is that even though the behavior is formed because of a busy absent parent, but this is not an excuse to carry on this behavior in adult life when the senses and awareness are fully matured. So the grown up person needs to come up with strategies to overcome this behavior. Like this behavior cannot continue at a workplace because it won't be acceptable in a social environment. So what can happen? What strategies can be involved is an open communication needs to take place at a very early on stage, maybe at home, to prepare this person for the social life. So in today's busy environment, parents are going to be busy. So are we going to say because that the person's parent was absent or busy and the person has this attention seeking behavior as a result of that, that the coming generation would be a group of attention seeking grown up adults? Then we are definitely opening a time zone that's not capable of functioning both at workspace in their personal lives. So what is the solution to this situation? So, like as I said, it's to creating a home environment where there is open communication happening with your children and engaging them in certain aspects of decision making process. Let's dive deep into the idea of manipulating our perception. So, when faced with a difficult environment, we can use technique from both flow and focus to improve our experiences. Now, from the perspective of flow, we can try to find activities that naturally engage us, where we can lose ourselves despite the external noise or external environment disruptions. This could be a hobby, a challenging work project, or even a physical activity. The key is to immerse ourselves in something that demands our full attention. Some people are engaged in marathon. That's very much, how would I say, in pace nowadays, because a person is fully engaged in those activities, thus creating a bubble of flow that shields us from negative external influences. Taking up dance or taking up a creative project that requires your full attention is also a good example of that. Now, Daniel Goleman's insights on focus can also help here because practicing mindfulness and meditation can train our brain to stay focused even in distracting environments. By learning to control our attention, we can choose what to focus and how to respond to these external stimuli or external disruptions. And this mental discipline, which we call, allows us to maintain our internal balance, that is our mental state, what's going on inside us, and we can continue to function more effectively. Now, interestingly, children at a very early age are masters of mental discipline. They have this natural ability to maintain internal balance and continue to function very effectively, regardless of external distraction. But however, as we grow, many of us seem to lose this skill. And why is that? Now, one reason could be the increasing complexity of our lives and the multitude of responsibilities and distractions we face as adults. So, as we grow older, we often become more reactive to our environment and lose touch with the present moment. And here is where our personalities come, which are like, for example, the personalities where we are attention seeking all the time. We are not able to perform in a work environment or in a personal space. So we start to worry about the future and dwell on the past, which disrupts our ability to stay focused and enter the state of flow. So in our current environments, we are not reaching that state of flow in any given situation past that first romantic experiences in personal life, and then past that first stage of passing an interview and entering into a job. So, by reconnecting with the innate ability to stay present and focused, much like children do, we can reclaim this mental discipline. And this is where mindfulness practices can help us develop the ability to stay grounded and focused despite the chaos around us. So, listeners, what is reality in this context? Well, reality in many ways is subjective. And what is subjective? It's your own perception. It is the interplay between our outside environment, which I call external environment, and our internal perception, that is what's going on inside us. So, by manipulating this internal response and focusing on attention strategically, we can alter our perception of reality. So, if you are in a home environment where there is a lot of chaos going on, say, for example, spouse or your partner is having a real meltdown or is affecting your mental state, then you have to try to detach yourself from that and give yourself a space in a given time without reacting to it. Or if you're in a work environment where you have a lot of job and you're not able to focus on the work, then you have to try to aloof yourself from the present environment, take a step back, think about how you would approach the situation, and then come up with strategies that would be helpful for a more positive outcome. So, achieving a state of flow and maintaining focus contributes significantly to our sense of happiness and fulfillment. Flow provides that meaning and satisfaction, while focus ensures that we stay on track. In essence, by mastering the art of flow and focus, we can overcome the immediate discomfort of challenging environments and move towards a more fulfilling, happy life. So it's all about reclaiming your control over our own perceptions and our responses. And by doing so, we're shaping our own reality. Now, I would ask you to close your eyes. Put your one hand on your chest and the other just below your rib cage, where your heart resides. Take a deep breath and be very silent. Silent in your mind, in your heart, and just focus on your breathing pattern. This is a total silence state where you're only in sync with your breathing pattern. Now open your eyes. Now, this was the state of flow and focus. And this is what we need to try and achieve when we are in relationships or when we are in work environments. Because in these states, we will be performing more positively and productively. So, to wrap up, our environment undoubtedly affects our perception of reality. But we have the power to manipulate this perception through flow and focus. By immersing ourselves in engaging activities and zoning on our attention, we can transform our experiences even in less than ideal circumstances. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast where we talk and learn. Remember, the key to a fulfilling life often lies in how we perceive and respond to our surroundings. Stay mindful, stay focused, and keep striving for that state of flow. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with others who might benefit and recharge. Remember, transformation starts with a single step, and I am here to take that first step with you. I will connect with you in our next upcoming episode on the series Reality is So Unreal. Have a fantastic day, and remember, the power to transform your life lies within you. Let's unlock it together. Thank you.